Tilicho Lake trek, my adventure to the highest lake in the world. Tilicho Lake is known as the highest lake in the world. The trek was unforgettable, and I still remember how exciting and challenging it was, and it is so beautiful and amazing too. Looking back, I feel so proud of myself, and amazed that I made it to the top. It wasn't just a trek, it was a big adventure with lots of surprise, tough moments, and a huge sense of achievement. The journey started where we took a bus from Gongabu bus park to Besisahar. We slept 1 or 2 hours because it was nothing to do. A town that's the starting point for many treks. The next morning, we jumped into a jeep and our driver took us on a bumpy ride towards Khangsar. On the way, we passed the beautiful Manang Valley with huge mountains and even saw Gangapurna Lake, which we reached Khangsar. It was so beautiful, the lake was. I liked it so much. We clicked some pictures, videos, etc. We enjoyed the movement too, which is about 3,700 meters high. It was really cold. We explored the area, and after a long day of travel, we had a thukpa, a soup that made us feel better. We heated ourselves with fire, and it was so beautiful, and it was so cool. We were so excited to go to Tilicho Base Camp. The next day, we started our trek to Tilicho Base Camp. The climb was steep and the air felt thinner, so every step was harder than usual. But it was so beautiful, it was so amazing. I liked to walk, but it was so hard to go too. It was so hard than I thought. They were so dangerous, the path was. But we saw many tourists too. After about 7 hours of walking, we finally reached Tilicho Base Camp. We were tired, but we were excited to be so close to our goal. The hardest part of the trek was still ahead of us. The next morning, we woke up early. We wear some clothes to get warm and packed our bags and started the final climb to Tilicho Lake. I thought it was so hard to go, but actually it was hard, but not that much. Like Khangsar to Tilicho Base Camp, it wasn't that much hard. So it was so cool. And the sunrise, it was so beautiful. The mountain was golden because of sun. And I like it so much. We clicked photos, videos, and enjoyed the movement. The path was steep and rocky too, and the cold wind made it even harder. As we walked higher, it started slowing, and it was so fun. It was my first time. My body felt tired, and it was hard to keep going. But I knew I was getting closer to something amazing, and it was about 5,000 meters, finally. After what felt like forever, we made it to Tilicho Lake, the highest lake in the world. That is Nepal. Proud to be Nepal, guys. It was so beautiful and peaceful, and I couldn't believe it. Standing there felt like a huge achievement. That was my first. That I was seeing the beautiful mountain and the beautiful snow snowing in the path. I like that snow. I like everything. That was my first time. So I was so excited. And I was very, 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 very happy. And the lake was frozen. It was so beautiful. And it was white too. So, all the hard work and cold was totally worth it. By the time we got to the lake, the snow was falling heavily and the wind was blowing harder, making everything feel even more intense. And it was so beautiful too that I can't leave the place because it was so beautiful. And the lake was frozen and it was so cool. And it was my first time to walk in snow. I was proud. I am proud. The trek down was still tough. To go to Tilicho base camp in our hotel. After taking a few pictures and soaking in the amazing view, we headed back down to base camp, and that was not easy. The trek down was still tough, and it felt great to warm up by the fire and eat some food. It was hard to eat because of the altitude. The main problem, the big problem is that. The next day, wait guys, it was so difficult to breathe. It was so tough for me. My heart was paining. And I asked my dad why my chest are paining. My dad told me that because of altitude. I said, okay, nice. The next day, we packed up and started walking back to Khangsar. Going downhill was a bit easier, but we were still really tired. When we reached Khangsar, we ate a big meal before getting into the jeep for the bumpy ride back to Khangsar. The roads were tough and rough, and our bodies ached. We finally got to Besisahar and rest for the night. Tilicho Lake was my third trek, and it pushed me to my limits. It was hard, exhausting, and sometimes scary, but it was also so much fun. Reaching Tilicho Lake at my age was a huge accomplishment, and I will never forget this adventure. It was an experience I'll always remember, and I'm proud to have made it to the highest lake in the world. Until next time, may the journey continue. Thank you.